Getting my first draft out used to be a struggle. I'd type a little bit, delete, type some more, delete again, get stuck, do some research, i.e. procrastinate, delete some more, and before I knew it, I was completely distracted. I battled like this for years. Then I found digital typewriters. Almost overnight, everything changed. No more over editing, no distractions, just pure, simple writing. So go ahead, pull up a seat, because I'm about to share with you how using a digital typewriter 10x'd my writing. Let's go. No internet browsing. While my typewriter is capable of connecting to the internet, it's only capable of sending the current draft I'm working on to my cloud or my email. That's it. No search capabilities, no social media connections, none of that stuff that can get you off your path when you are writing. The typewriter is for one thing and for one thing only, writing. It's because of this that when I sit down, my brain automatically knows, okay, now it's time to write, it's time to lock in and just get out these thoughts and put them on the page. My brain just switches into work mode. Limited editing. While my typewriter is capable of deleting letters or words, it's a pain to do so. It's like, say you have a word that you misspelled, say 5 words up. Getting 5 words up is such a pain in the butt to navigate on the typewriter. It's something like you have to push one button, then another button, and you gotta just keep navigating. And it takes so much time to even get there to delete the word. So now when I'm writing and I may look back and see, oh, I misspelled a word, I just let it ride because I know that when I get to editing, I'm going to edit. But when I'm writing on this typewriter, it's only first drafts. Mistakes can live for a little bit until I get to them on the next round. Since I've been using the typewriter more and more, I've kind of created my own little hacks. So say I'm in the middle of the first draft and I have an idea of something that I want to add to a specific part of the story, I'll just put a little note in brackets in what I'm writing and I will write that note there. And I'll know when I see this in my editing, oh, go back to this particular spot and change a name, add a detail, whatever the note tells me to do, I will know this. This way, I'm not losing ground by navigating back on the typewriter and pushing all these functions to even get back there, which is such a pain. I just know, oh, I'm gonna take care of it in the editing process, and I can just keep going knowing that, oh, I've already written this note for myself. This saves me a lot of time in my revision process as I already have the note there and I won't forget about it because I see it. And when I'm in the first draft, I never break flow because the note's there, I can keep going. At this point, using my typewriter for several months, I'm used to this workflow and it keeps me on task when I'm writing on the typewriter to get that first draft out as fast as possible. Satisfying keyboard. I love the sound of an old school typewriter keyboard. Let's take a listen. It's for this reason that I went with the bigger version of the digital typewriter as opposed to getting one of the smaller versions that are available on the market. I figured, if I'm gonna get a typewriter, I want a typewriter that feels like a typewriter, that has, the thicker keys when I'm typing. And I like that satisfying click, click, click. I don't think there's anything better than when you catch flow and you get a nice rhythm going with the keys. It almost sounds musical to me, like I'm creating not only a story, but I'm creating music. I'm creating a song. And yeah, I love the keyboard. And when I kind of get that musical flow going, it pushes me on to not break the flow I'm currently in, not break the rhythm that I got going. And yeah, it's one of my favorite things of having a digital typewriter. Portable. Unlike a desktop computer, you can take your digital typewriter with you. Like I said, I got one of the bigger ones that kind of resembles a typewriter, but it's only 4 pounds. I often put it in my backpack if I really need to crank out a first draft and I have to do more work on the go. So yeah, a lot of these typewriters are portable. The brand that I have has a much smaller version. They call it the Traveler. I have a Freewrite, not advertising that you get a Freewrite. I'm just saying I have a Freewrite. They have a smaller version called the Traveler, which is significantly lighter. It just kind of folds, and you could, put it in your hand and open it up and just write on it. There are many other brands that also have smaller versions of their typewriters. I'm probably gonna look into getting one curious as to like just having it with me on the go, not really thinking about it and kind of syncing it up. I don't know which brand I'm gonna go for, but I will keep you posted if I go ahead and buy a much more portable typewriter. I will say the click clank nature of my typewriter draws a little bit of attention when I'm out in public at the cafe or the library, as these are, more quiet spaces, if you will. Not really a coffee shop, but people like to act like a coffee shop is a quiet place. But if you're someone who likes to go out into the world to use a typewriter, I would probably recommend a smaller one that's not as traditionally as loud as one of the bigger ones. But if you're kind of like me and you don't care, do your thing and take your typewriter wherever you want. Long battery life. I love a device that has a super long battery life, like so much, mostly because I forget to charge a lot of my devices. I pretty much charge my typewriter once a night over the weekend, every 4 weeks. Yep, I said 4 weeks. A month. Faster path to flow. Because of the minimalist design and functionality of the digital typewriter, it's very easy to not get distracted when you're using the typewriter. I'm also able to maintain my flow state when I'm using my digital typewriter much longer because there are no distractions on this digital typewriter. It's simply your words on a very small screen, and you're locked in on continuing to push your story forward when you use your digital typewriter. There are no notifications to pull me out of my writing on the digital typewriter. There are also no formatting capabilities of the digital typewriter to pull me into centering this word or making this word bold or this word italicized. That's not even a function of having the digital typewriter, so can't get distraction there. The simplicity of the device removes decision fatigue, allowing my mind to stay engaged with the writing process and not switch between tasks. As a result, I'm able to immerse myself in the writing much faster and sustain deeper concentration for much longer periods of time. Clarity mindset. When I sit down at my digital typewriter, I know I'm there to crank out my first draft. That is the only thing I use my digital typewriter for, first draft. And for years, the first draft of my writing workflow would take me way too long, in my opinion, because I just had too many avenues to go down to distract myself and kind of pull me away from getting that first draft out. Now, I don't have these problems when I write my first draft. My mind doesn't wander off. I'm not looking things up on the internet. The typewriter offers a clarity of what I'm there to do. And I use the computer to get all the details and intricacies of the story down later. Simply put, having a digital typewriter has simplified my writing experience and elevated my level of concentration. I'm not here to tell you which digital typewriter is best for you. I haven't tried all the digital typewriters. I'm here to tell you that using one completely changed my writing experience and productivity. For me, using a digital typewriter is the perfect tool to tame my overactive mind when it's time to write. No internet browsing, limited editing, a satisfying keyboard, portability, long battery life, a faster path to flow, and clarity mindset. If you're a writer struggling to get your ideas out of your head and onto the page, I highly suggest using a digital typewriter. It might be exactly what you need to jumpstart your workflow. And if you already have one, let me know in the comments. What's your favorite thing about using it? All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one. All right, y'all. Peace.